you.
Even before the fight.
I finish you, little
Get
man.
that ass from here.
I finish
Get
you.
Yeah. With Arman Sarukian weighing in as the backup, is he getting back in the good graces with you and the?
Well, it's not about getting back in the good graces. It's about, the guy had the opportunity to fight for a title and didn't make weight. It's just, you couldn't fuck up anything worse than that. But he proved, now that he's not fighting for the title and he was here as a backup fighter, he made weight. So it's definitely a step in the right direction.
What a night. Oh, go trajectory we have in our hands, ladies and gentlemen. You said something to me, and I want you to say it. I want to ruin it. Ilia has done what now?
He just is legend after legend. The greatest 3-fight run in MMA history. I guarantee you, if you're an MMA fan, he's slept your favorite fighter. It's just a fact.
Lo dije, lo hice. Siempre me llaman loco. Y luego se dan cuenta que no es cierto.
UFC 317 has officially wrapped up, and what a battle it was. Charles Oliveira and Ilia Topuria delivered a lightweight title fight that lived up to every bit of the hype. Two former champions, one belt, and non-stop intensity from start to finish. Now, with the dust settled, UFC fighters and legends across the sport are weighing in. From surprise reactions to bold praise and tough critiques, the MMA world has plenty to say about what just went down.
Jab to the body, jab up top. Oh, that's it. Inside of 3 minutes, bitches. Inside of 3 minutes. Inside of 3 fucking minutes. He fucking called it. He fucking called it. Inside of 3 fucking minutes. Keep doubting this fucking guy now.
Good shot to the body. I think Ilia's going to finish him. Oh, he slumps him. He slumps him. Oh my God. He's dead. Put him out cold. Ilia wins. New lightweight champion. Oh my God. Slumped him out cold. Nasty combination. Oh my God. Charles looks like return the slab. Jab to the body from Ilia. Jab upstairs. The jabs. Oh! Oh! He slept on himself cold! He slept him out cold in round 1! He slept Oliveira in round 1! With a nasty 2-piece! Oh, fuck you, you cunt! Why are you so horrible? What a savage this guy is! Wow! First round TKO. As I said, I told you first round TKO.
Jab to the body, stiff jab up high. Oh, right and left, and it's over! Topuria with the first round knockout and new champion! Woo! I called it, son. Lock City parlay hits, the 2-legger. They told me, no, Van's not good. Don't throw in Topuria. Yeah. Look at me.
Back to the center of the octagon. Oh. Jab for Ilia.
Oh! He just starched him! Charles Oliveira is completely out. He doesn't know where he is. Ilia Topuria in the first round. KO. This man is a fucking monster. He sips the tea. He's a killer.
Oh,
this guy is fucking crazy.
Oh my God.
What? Oh my God.
155-pound champ, 145-pound champ,
God.
2-division champion, 17-0. Superstar.
Holy shit.
Shit. That's it. It's all over.
Oh!
He just killed him! He just killed him! Ladies and gentlemen, Ilia Topuria just puts out Charles Oliveira. Hey, we were correct on the prediction. What does that mean for us, for the shots?
Topuria goes to the body with the left. Oh, nasty right. Charles is down. He's out. He's cold. He's dead. He's flatlined. He's flatlined. He's flatlined. He is knocked out. Remember Gregory Rodriguez's knockout? Well, Ilia Topuria just sent Charles Oliveira to an...
Ilia Topuria has said a lot about you. He's being very respectful now this week. Like he said, he doesn't think you ducked him and he respects you for chasing your goals at welterweight. Who do you think is going to win on Saturday at UFC 317 between Ilia and Charles Oliveira?
It depends, man. You can follow his game plan, you know. If Charles can take him down, he can finish him easy in the ground. Or if Topuria catch him, he gonna sleep, you know. And two options. Who is gonna make the game plan work?
There's never been a two-time lightweight champion. Charles will be the first if he wins. That would be a big accomplishment.
Well, I don't know about it. But he has chance. He has big chance, you know. Yeah. And he always fight good against the striking, you know, striking. But if Charles have small chance, if you give him small chance, he's gonna...
Where would you think if he goes from knocking out Volk to knocking out Max, and if he knocks out Charles, is this one of like the greatest 3-fight winning streaks we've ever seen?
For sure. For sure. I mean, these are legends we're talking about, you know? Yeah. Stopping a guy who's never been stopped in Max, beating Volk, who has long time top of the game, like Charles, another former champ who's putting on great performances. Like, man, what can I say about this guy? I'll say it again. If he does it, he's everything he said he is, man. He's a dangerous dude.
Ilia versus Charles fight?
I think Ilia, man. I think he's going to be way undersized against Charles. I just don't, unless Charles can sub him, maybe if he hurts him, but it's going to be tough, I think. Because Charles gets hit a lot, you know, and Ilia puts...
Morab Dvalishvili had nothing but praise for his close friend and training partner, Ilia Topuria, calling him one of the most unique athletes he's ever worked with. According to Morab, Topuria's combination of fight IQ, raw strength, and non-stop work ethic sets him apart from everyone else in the gym. He even went as far as to say that Topuria has what it takes to defeat both Islam Makhachev and Charles. Oliveira, of the most dominant names in the lightweight division. For Morab, training with Ilia isn't just tough, it's a completely different experience. He said no other fighter has ever brought the same level of intensity, precision, and skill to a session, adding that you can feel Ilia's championship mindset every time.
I think Ilia is a little bit shorter, but I think he hits hard and his style, you know. It's like we all see that Alex Volkanovski, he's not the tallest, but how he fights, and he beat 3 times Max Holloway, tall guy, you know. Size depends how you fight, you know, like, and then I don't think size is a big difference. It depends how you fight, and Ilia's fight style is difficult for, I think, for Islam and even for Charles.
Someone gives you 10 G's, Demetrius, who you got?
I'm going to go with Ilia Topuria. The reason why is because when you look at Charles Oliveira's last couple of fights, you know, when he fought Justin Gaethje, Dustin Poirier, you know, Michael Chandler even, he's been hurt in every single one of those fights. Yeah. He gets dropped and he goes to his back. And then a lot of those guys, even Islam hurt him on the feet. And a lot of those guys don't follow him to the ground. They allow him to get back up and he gets back in a gunfight and then he's able to put those guys out. Now, I am betting on that Ilia Topuria is going to hurt him, and when he does hurt him, he's going to follow to the ground and try to finish him like Islam did. Now, Charles Oliveira can win that fight because we have seen Ilia Topuria been hurt before from a taller guy by Jay Herbert. Jay Herbert was able to rock him multiple times, but Ilia Topuria was able to make the adjustments, and he ended up knocking out Jay Herbert. So at the end of the day, I'm going to go with Ilia Topuria, and I know someone's getting knocked the out. Somebody's getting finished. Like, yeah. If nobody gets finished, I will be shocked.
Ilia Topuria versus Charles Oliveira.
Topuria. He's got devastating power. Great grappler as well. Links everything together so well. Great for the sport. Obviously, Georgian/Spanish guy, so he's mixing up nationalities. And just the future, for me, he's the future of her. I think something that I like about Charles, let's have a little look at him, is he isn't afraid to exchange with the punches, with anybody. We've seen him get punched off guys like Chandler. We've seen him get guys off guys like Gaethje and all the rest of the short, stocky, powerful punchers. So Topuria, his style isn't dissimilar to other guys he's fought before. But what he likes to get involved, get him dragged into a bit of a punching match, and then he'll tie him up. And then he'll go for flying triangles. He's not scared to be on his back either. He doesn't mind getting taken down where he's on his back, and he'll be throwing up. He'll be doing all this kind of stuff. He'll be throwing up triangles. He'll be going sweeps, lifting him up. He'll be doing all different kind of attacks off his back as well, and that is something that is difficult to prepare.
Tom Aspinall gave credit to Charles Oliveira for his fearless approach inside the octagon. He highlighted how Oliveira never shies away from striking exchanges, even when facing heavy hitters like Michael Chandler and Justin Gaethje. What stood out to Aspinall was Oliveira's ability to embrace the chaos, often using those wild moments to set traps and find openings. He noted how Charles would take risks in the stand-up, then suddenly transitioned into slick submissions like flying triangles, turning the tide of a fight in seconds. Aspinall also drew parallels between Oliveira and Ilia Topuria, saying both thrive in unpredictable situations and use pressure to overwhelm opponents.
Ilia beats Charles then? I think he might, to be honest. Charles is a bit chinny, isn't he? You know what I mean? He's had about 40 fights or something. He always gets punched. He always gets cracked.
Yeah.
So,
he's reckless, but he's super exciting.
Yeah, he is.
And he's dangerous.
Exciting. If he gets him down, I can see him winning, because that 10 pounds difference is a big difference.
Yeah.
145 to 155, it's a big difference. People don't understand that because they don't watch the sport or they're not involved in the sport. But that 10 pounds makes a big difference. And especially like Charles is like my height. Ilia's like down here on a stand-up, you know what I mean? So trying to make a big difference. Ilia might get a bit of a fright at how big Charles is when he stands opposite him. Fighters do that with me, who fight at lightweight. You know what I mean? I'll never forget Bobby Green looking over at me and being like, what, he's big in. Same with Chandler. Like people thought Chandler was going to be bigger than me, and he just weren't.
I lean towards Ilia, but it ain't by much, man. It's just a little bit. I think Charles has a really good chance with his power, with his fakes, with, you know, if he uses his full arsenal, he's a very difficult big guy to deal with.
So why do you lean Ilia? What's the kind of thing that's tipping you over the edge there?
I would say Ilia's got great power, and I think wrestling-wise, I would probably say Ilia is probably the better wrestler. So I think that's where this fight could be decided, who the better grappler is.
Ilia, power puncher, boxer, low stance, versus Charles Oliveira. If someone gave you $100 grand to bet on that fight, who would you bet?
Ilia. But if you're asking me who I would want to win, I'll put Charles. I'll put my money on Charles.
Yeah.
It's basically because Charles is going to stand in there upright, like you're saying, and Ilia's got a really good way of connecting with that chin. Really, really nice. Just like what he did with Volk. Ilia's got more opportunities than Charles.
Is it about his skill set that you like more?
It's basically because Charles is going to stand in there upright, like you're saying, and when he gets inside, he's going to use that boxing, and Charles' head's going to be up, and Ilia's got a really good way of connecting with that chin on the inside. Really, really nice. Just like what he did with Volk, you know, and I think if Charles doesn't get him up the middle with knees or front kicks up the middle, he's going to have a hard time with his boxing against him, and he's going to have a hell of a time trying to take him down. So it's going to be one of those where Ilia's got more opportunities than Charles does. But Charles can surprise us with his length, you know, and up the middle would be really, really well suited for him. And the kicks too, you know, body, head type thing, you know, low, high, you know, he could do really well with it.
Topuria a long time. Maybe I know Topuria 5-6 years, and I've always said Topuria will be a world champion. So at the time, I'm like number 3 in the world at 170, number 2 in the world at 170, you know, and me and Ilia are working out. He was always very respectful, never throwing his hardest, but I could just feel, you know, I blocked the shot, shot, and boom, boom, and I go. And I told him after, the first time we trained, I go, brother, God willing, you will be champion, brother. Because Ilia's 1 out of 10,000. I've trained with everybody. Hey, say their name. Yeah. I've trained with everybody, brother. This guy's special. And I think he's going to be a world champion at 155. He's going to beat Charles, man. He's going to find a way to beat him. Charles is bigger. Charles has kicks, knees, elbows, great jiu-jitsu, good wrestling. skill everywhere. Charles is good, but Ilia is just different, brother.
You're fighting on the Charles Oliveira versus Ilia Topuria card. Charles is a big underdog. How do you see that fight going?
Man, that's a tougher matchup that a lot of people think. They think Topuria gonna run through Charles. You never count Charles Oliveira out. I think he's very tough. But Topuria is good, you know? He's 145. It's going to be a tough fight for both fighters. I don't have one opinion on that. I was leaning more to Topuria, but today I just had a podcast with Charles on my Brazilian channel. It's just very hard to not like the guy. That makes harder, you know, to pick against him. So I'm going with Charles just because
I'm gonna go Oliveira just because I believe he has the hands and the grappling. He presents more issues than I think any of Ilia's past opponents. He's had a great run, but he hasn't faced a grappler who's as dangerous as Oliveira. And I just think Oliveira being able to pressure and to pretty much not have to worry about takedowns will open up his hands more. And I think he'll be able to stop him on the feet.
So I'll be cage side for that fight to watch it, and we'll see how it plays out.
Yeah, who do you think is going to win?
Man, it's tough. You don't bet against freaking Charles Oliveira because he's so dang good everywhere, and he's a really hard guy to beat. With that being said, Ilia Topuria's got some crazy power in his hands and crazy accurate strikes. So it'll be very interesting to see how that fight.
Rafael Fiziev shared a more cautious take on Ilia Topuria's move up to lightweight. While he respected Topuria's sharp boxing and knockout ability at featherweight, Fiziev questioned whether those same weapons would carry over as effectively in the 155-pound division. He pointed out that Topuria is physically smaller than many. Of the top contenders at lightweight, Charles Oliveira, included Ond, emphasized just how deep and competitive the division really is. In Fiziev's view, the biggest test for Ilia wouldn't just be talent, but how well he could handle the size, strength, and pressure of true lightweights.
Topuria, he's a little smaller against, I think he's a little smaller against Charles, but he also has crazy hands, beautiful boxing, strong hands. Featherweight is featherweight, they're dangerous, but honestly lightweight is the craziest, hardest division in the UFC. This is challenge for him. Now we see how he adapt for that, you know, because the featherweight is not lightweight.
Osborne weighed in on the Oliveira versus Topuria matchup, calling it one of the most intriguing stylistic clashes in recent UFC memory. He gave the grappling edge to Oliveira, noting his dangerous submission arsenal, but believed Topuria held the advantage on the feet, while he cautioned against overlooking Oliveira's striking, especially given his past knockdowns of Justin Gaethje and Michael Chandler. Osborne felt that Topuria had the more durable chin and the kind of power that could change the fight with a single shot in his eyes. The outcome would likely hinge on whether Oliveira could survive or avoid Topuria's early power.
So Ilia Topuria versus Charles Oliveira. That one is definitely an interesting matchup because obviously Charles, in my opinion, has the advantage on the ground. But, you know, stand-up wise, I'm gonna have to go with Ilia only because he's been such a GOAT on the stand-up era. Charles has, you know, you can't count him out as well. You know, you've seen him drop Justin Gaethje, Michael Chandler, some of the greatest fighters ever with his stand-up. So his stand-up isn't counted out. I'm just saying, I think, you know, maybe Charles has less of a chin, whereas Ilia can afford to take one or two, but can Charles take one of Ilia's? That is going to be the deciding factor of the fight.
That wraps up today's video. We hope you enjoyed hearing what the pros had to say about this epic showdown. Now it's your turn. Let us know your thoughts on the fight in the comments below. And if you haven't already, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and tap the bell icon so you never miss the latest updates from the world of UFC. *.